The Senate Republicans have said that if all of this does go through, there's always the possibility they might block the president on these tariffs with Mexico. They're set to begin Monday at a level of 5%, then go up from there. This comes after the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he doesn't think any of this will actually happen. Here he is.
But if past his prologue, he makes these threats and then he backs off when he sees the danger. I have a feeling that this one just popped into his head. It's clear that lots of people in the administration didn't agree. And I believe that he will back off when faced with the opposition among business, among his own Republicans, and when he sees what a dumb move he has made in terms of dealing with both the border, the American economy, and with any kind of trade agreement he might try to get.
Yeah, President Trump predictably hitting back via Twitter, of course. Can you imagine crying Chuck Schumer saying out loud for all to hear that I'm bluffing with respect to putting tariffs on Mexico? What a creep, wrote the president. He'd rather have our country fail with drugs and immigration than give Republicans a win, but he gave Mexico bad advice. No bluff. We're joined now by the Wall Street Journal editorial page writer Jillian Melchior with a little bit more on all of this. And deep breath. We don't know. I believe Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, is going to meet one-on-one with the foreign minister from Mexico. But I'm not sure if any of this will be resolved tonight. But do you think it'll be resolved before Monday, or is the president for real here?
I mean, it's always difficult to tell, and I think that's part of the problem. Things like this hurt his credibility. We're talking about USMCA. This is a deal that they've been negotiating for a really long time, the best possible deal he could come up with. And here you have him throwing out something that's unrelated to trade, unrelated to that economic relationship, being used as a bludgeon to get Mexico to do what he wants. And I think that undermines not only his credibility with Mexico, which has expended some significant political capital to get USMCA moving forward,
right,
but also, for example, the UK. They're looking at this saying, okay, we strike a trade deal. Are you going to go back on it immediately?
And maybe China.
And maybe China, yeah.
I don't know how they would view this, but
it's unpredictable.
It is unpredictable. It's interesting because, you know, many supporters of the president have said, you know, he just uses tariffs as an instrument, and he's trying to get people to come to the table. It's a negotiating tactic. Let's not get crazy. They say, you know, people like you overreact when these things happen. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I think he views tariffs in a lot of ways as a Swiss Army knife. This is something that you can use for trying to secure a fair deal, even the playing field. It's something that you can use to protect U.S. workers. Do we want to bring back U.S. manufacturing? Tariff. Do we want to go after immigration? Tariff. This is an enforcement issue. It's national security. And it's difficult to see because he changes the way that he talks about this.
Yeah.
But it's pretty sure that he sees this as an all-purpose foreign policy tool. But the risk is that this is something that every time he uses it, not only hurts the person that he's negotiating with, but it hurts U.S. economy, American businesses, and ultimately consumers.
There is some question about whether the Republicans in Congress would actually push back on, you know, the president. I have my doubts about whether they actually would go forward with that. But here's the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell placing the blame, at least in these comments, for the border crisis, which is what these tariffs are said to be aimed at, on the Democrats. We'll come back and talk about it, but here's Mitch McConnell.
Look, they need to take their heads out of the sand and work with us on our side of the border to address the humanitarian crisis.
So I think the hope is, from somebody like McConnell, is that the Congress will act and the president won't with the tariffs. That's unlikely in the current environment that we see. But that other scenario that I raised to me is also somewhat unlikely, even though Republicans have come out verbally and said, you know, we're not a fan of these tariffs. Do you think they'd actually rebel against the president, who's obviously very popular with the base and very popular with the party?
Well, I mean, we'll wait and see. I think there are two strategic things going on here. First of all, when I went down to the border to report, towns like Yuma, one of the things that I heard from residents is they're concerned about the humanitarian crisis unfolding there, in part because it's diverting resources from actual legal border crossing.
Okay.
Ton of economic activity that goes there. They're afraid about that being jeopardized. So I think these traditional Trump supporters aren't going to be super supportive of these tariffs in particular.
That's interesting.
Second thing I think we have going on, though, is Democrats, like, it's their fault. You know, you should be fixing this perverse immigration incentives that are a pull factor, that are getting people to come here who wouldn't otherwise cross the border. They're not doing it.
I'm sure the president feels like his hands are tied.
Well,
I mean, that would be his argument. Say, hey, listen, I try to get something done. Nobody's working with me, so this is what I have to go with.
But I think it's the wrong choice to blame Mexico when you should be blaming the Democrats. It lets them off the hook.
Well, especially if it hurts your own country, right, and your own businesses. All right, we'll follow it throughout the hour, actually, see if something comes up. Jillian, good to see you. We'll be back.